Y'all. I'm your host, Gusto. On this podcast, man, we do so much. We dive in. We open in a side that people tend to get away from. Most people think you can just, people who believe the Bible, and trust in Christ, just crazy people. They don't do nothing. They don't watch sports. They not into what's going on in the world. They not into politics, whatever. But here at the Daily Thinker, we like to touch all those different things, man. Faith, sports, apologetics, you name it. But on this episode, man, we got a special guest, man. We got a superstar, the man himself. I mean, we gonna let him speak for himself. Thomas Snack Lee. Snacks, how you doing, man?
Oh my God.
Doing good?
It's good, man. I'm glad to be a part of it.
No problem, man. No problem. It's just a little breaking up, probably on my end because the Wi-Fi here ain't that great. But so you just came off. So just hold on before we dive into everything that's been going on. 3 months ago, man, you hit one of the craziest shots in history, not in just history in Jackson, but in history in the world. And so, can you just talk about that, man? How has life been ever since you hit that shot?
It's been great. It's been a humbling experience. It's been, a blessing to be able to be on national platforms and get recognized by, people that you watch in the media all the time and see them interact to your different videos and things like this. So it's been a great experience thus far, and I've been using it to continue to provide motivation and spread positivity with.
Yeah, I love that you're doing that. Like, you're not using this platform now that you got just to like boost yourself up and be prideful. Like, you helping people, man. And most people don't do that. Most people, just try to seek fame. Like, one thing I like about this story, you wasn't seeking fame. Like, you stayed humble, you stayed down, and you got your chance. And that's one.
Most definitely, man. I just, tried to find ways to, promote the helpful side, the humble side of things. Because I know a lot of people will probably, use the platform, another way to try to continue to build on themselves. But I try to kind of, involve everyone else as well to make them feel like they're a part of the experience as well.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So I know it's kind of, I think at times it's kind of hard to be humble when you're getting all this attention. So did you have any struggle being humble, man? Like just humbling yourself? You had any struggle in that?
Well, not really. I probably have never had, any times where I had to, look in the mirror and be like, you need to be more humble. I mean, I always just carry myself in, most positive manner, and I always, look to find ways to be helpful and, kind of know that, I'm regular just like everyone else and try to treat people like that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hey man, I love that answer. Just feel like you're regular. I know it might be hard being regular right now. Just ever since, this happened 3 months ago, and it still feel like it just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That's the crazy thing about it. And so, like, what's the backstory? Like, how did you get into being a manager? Like, what made you want to even be a manager? What made you like get into basketball in general?
Probably just in middle school and elementary school and watching different AAU teams, not ever being able to make those teams, and just saying I always want to be a part of the game and be around the game. So I always found, avenues to be around it, whether it was just supporting all team games or, of course, being a manager. So once in middle school, when I started being a manager, I kind of fell in love with the job, just being the support staff and, helping players on and off the court. So it carried over into high school and, of course, into college. And I never, really had the agenda of just doing it to be able to play one day, but just, valuing the game and having the love for the game and want to be around the game.
Man, that's amazing. You said something so important right there. You said job. Like, this is a job, but most people look at it like, man, managers, they don't do nothing. They just sit around. They lazy. They don't do much, and the job is just easy. Why do people think it's so easy to just be a manager? Because from the outside looking in, to me, it don't look that easy to me. But the people generalize and say that it's easy. It's an easy job.
Oh, it's definitely not as easy as it looks. I mean, you're talking about anything from being the first one to get to practice in the morning, probably at 5:15 a.m., and being one of the last people to leave sometimes at night at midnight. Also being there for players on and off the court, kind of serving as, their counselor sometimes, you're kind of the bridge gap into perspectives. And you still have a chance to kind of relate to the players and help them boost their confidence throughout the season with getting in the gym with them, and being the supporters and things like this. So we our role is bigger than just handing out water and wiping up sweat and rebounding. I mean, it's a job. Like, we help in recruitment as well as just different things on and off the court. Some players come to college and don't have transportation, so it could be something little as taking a player to the grocery store, taking them to pick up mail and things like that. So, we have a wide range role that plays on and off the court.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, just for you saying it, it seems like. So is this true? It seems like to have a good team, you need a good manager. Can you say that?
Mo Def. Every team, like even professional teams, you'll find it crazy that like some of the players' best friends are managers. So like that chemistry and that togetherness it's a different bond. It's just like it's not the ordinary bond that people probably think is casual or normal, but like any pros, anything like that, most of them, have those managers that they're close with, that they hang with off the court as well. So, and they always look out for those guys, throughout their careers when they elevate and things like that too.
Okay, man, that's amazing. Now this right here, it comes to my mind a lot. Like right now, you have a huge platform right now. I mean, you're doing great, amazing things right now, and you're humble while you're doing it. But did you have any like dark times where you like, man, you know what? I don't want to be a manager no more. I don't think it's worth it. Did you have any of those times?
Well, I mean, of course, you face adversity during the course of the season where you're overwhelmed with things you have going on in life, as well as just daily challenges and when school starts to get tough, things like that. But I just use it as fuel to motivate me to know the end goal and know what I want to accomplish. So it kind of makes me get back being level-headed and, get the task done. So, of course, there's different things that happen, but, you have to remain focused and determined to, achieve your goals.
Right. You got to remain focused to achieve your goals, because people look at you now and they don't see the work that you put in to get where you're at now. So people always want the end result all the time. Like, man, I see what Snack's doing. Like, man, it's supposed to be me, or it's too hard. It takes too long. Like, what do you want to say to people who respond like that?
I mean, I really don't have, too much to say to people, but just, continue to just watch the story unfold. I mean, I laid down the foundation and the hard work and sacrifice time and, have stayed humble and waited for my moment. So now that it's presented itself, I'm just trying to use it in the best manner that I can to continue to spread positivity and to show others that this is a way to, get fame and become successful doing things the right way.
Yes, sir. Now this right here, you are at Jackson State. So did you always want to come to Jackson State, or did it just happen out the blue? Or was it something that was planned?
I always want to come to Jackson State. Yeah, I always wanted to come to Jackson State out of since elementary school. I didn't apply to any other colleges, so it was always my first option, and that's the only school I applied to ever. So it was either Jackson State or nowhere. So
wow, Jackson State or nowhere.
Right.
Wow. Did you have any other schools come to you, ask you, do you want to come to Alcorn? You want to come here or come there? Like, do you have other schools come?
Right, I did. I had a couple of junior colleges that came to my high school and came in and sat down and talked with me about opportunities at their schools and things like that. And once I got to college, I had some interest from some other higher Division I programs that kind of inquired about me coming and be a part of their program. So it was kind of balanced from before I got to college and while I was in college. So, some opportunities that presented itself, but my motto always was to just continue to put Jackson State on and continue to show people, the positive things going on in Jackson State at HBCU.
Right, man. I'm glad that you said that, the positive thing, because when you hit that shot in Jackson, man, because a lot of people don't even know about Jackson, but in Jackson, man, Jackson was doing bad. I mean, even at Jackson State, we had the scandal with the president the year before this president. I mean, you had stuff going on. You got the killings and all of this stuff. But then you hit this shot, and it's like, man, it's like just a joy in the city. And like people getting along, people talking about this, people like, man, this makes me feel good about Jackson. Like, Jackson State ain't that bad. Like, usually people just put Jackson State on the news just for bad things, but you got us on the news for something great, man. So can you just elaborate on that?
It was a pleasure. An honor to be able to represent the university in a positive way to kind of, you know, shed that positive light and bring that bring us to a national platform and show them that, you know, we do great things as well. And you don't have to be at high major colleges to get positive recognition and to get constant media attention. So I'm glad that I was, you know, able to be a part of that exposure for the university.
That's amazing. Now, this going on, HBCU, you chose the HBCU to go to. So I know right now it's a lot of talk. People saying, you know, top level athletes needs to come to HBCUs. What you think about that? Do you think it's a possibility for us to get top level athletes at our HBCU schools?
It's most definitely a possibility. We have to most definitely do our part and continue to, you know, show them the great things about our HBCUs, and as well as, you know, continue to build on our HBCUs and continue to make sure that we're doing our part as well. And I think that it'll happen one day. I think it's just going to take that, you know, strong-minded individual to know that, you know, your talents will get noticed whether you're on the highest platform or the lowest platform. So I definitely think that, you know, it's a great opportunity, and I think that, you know, we have a chance to make that shift very soon.
Man, I always try to bring that up, say, okay, we got a chance to get top players, but people always tell me, no, like, man, ain't no chance this is going to happen. Ain't no chance, Gus, that we're going to get top players or, you know, top 100 players to come to these HBCUs like Jackson State, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley, and so on and so forth. And so sometimes it can be discouraging, but I believe that, like Jackson State, I believe Jackson State has a great program. And I think if top players come, I think they will excel if they come to HBCUs instead of going to like the Power 5 schools.
Most definitely, I agree.
So that's just my opinion on that. And you said something else about recruiting, like y'all played a role up in recruiting players. Like, how did that go? What role did y'all play in that?
When they come on their visits, sometimes being the host and, you know, showing them around campus and helping them meet people and, you know, kind of showing them the positive things we got going on. And when they go on their tours, just showing them different things that we have going on campus, whether it's taking them out to the hot spot or things like that, or, you know, showing them around in the student center, or, you know, just making them feel welcome and feel at home. So it's definitely one of the, you know, great things about being a part of the men's basketball team. You kind of get a chance to meet all of the incoming recruits and kind of help persuade them to choose Jackson State as well.
Amazing. So what was the most probably wild or craziest or fun moment you had as a manager at Jackson State? Because you spent a number of years there, your whole college tenure there. So what was like the greatest moment? But like besides the shot, what was the most greatest moment for you?
Probably my freshman year, we went to Grand Canyon. We played in the CIT tournament, and they had like the best college basketball crowd in the NCAA, the best attendance. And I think Louisville played there one year, and they said they weren't going back to play there because of the environment. So it was definitely crazy and electric in there, and that was one of the most hypest environments that I have ever been a part of. It felt like we were at Duke or something like this. So that was definitely one of the most craziest experiences.
Oh wow, dang! It feels like we need to get more of those opportunities to play at, you know, big exposure games like that. So what goes into players? Because a lot of people don't know. It's kind of hard to play against these top these major teams. Like, what goes into that, playing against these top major teams?
Pretty much in the season, the coaches go out and try to find different games and things like that in the range of schedule that very strong and prepares you for your conference play. So, you know, some teams, if they feel like you're talented enough to compete with them, sometimes they don't schedule the game, but most times, you know, you kind of get some leverage. So that's pretty much what goes into it.
So now rewinding back to 3 months ago when you got announced to come in the game, what was going through your head when you got announced to like come inside to come and play in the game?
It felt like a dream come true. It was something I always had thought of. So it was definitely an experience I know that not many people got a chance to do. There's a lot of people that would love to play Division I basketball. So I definitely didn't take the moment for granted. I knew that if I got my opportunity, that, you know, my teammates believed in me and I believed in myself. So I knew that I would, you know, score.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't this shot was deep. I mean, it was a deep shot. So did you already have this plan in your mind, like the day before the game? Like, if I get in the game, I'm gonna shoot at the SWAC logo.
Almost definitely. I had been telling my teammates that probably for about 2 years where I was gonna shoot it from. So they always knew. And I mean, my first shot was from the SWAC and my last shot was from the SWAC. So, I'm just glad that my teammates kept feeding me the ball. We kept pushing the pace, and every time they saw me open, they gave me the ball. So I'm glad, my point guard, Jonas James, that he made sure that he made me very confident. He made sure that, I delivered.
Right. Shout out to Jonas James, man. Shout out to having great teammates, too. Because people try to talk bad about Jackson State team, and I was like, nah, you can't do that. I mean, it's a great team over there. I feel like we got a great program. It's just about, just getting more players and whatnot. So that shot, I'm still kind of puzzled about that shot though, because the shot was like literally like super deep. And like most people don't even take that. Like D1 players who actually play every game, they don't even take those type of shots. They don't even have the confidence to take those type of shots.
Right, I agree. It was definitely a tough shot. When I look back on it, I say, yeah, man, that was super deep. It's the game of basketball is just, to me, all about confidence. I mean, any league that I play in or any game that I play in, I'm always confident in myself. I always believe that I can make shots. I mean, I just, it's just my game, shooting long shots and getting up threes, man. So I feel like on any platform that I'm on, that I'm always going to have that ultimate confidence and green light to, get out there and, show people that it can be done.
Oh, so you talk about confidence, and that's what you're doing now with your platform. Encouraging people with low self-esteem, people who lack themselves, who don't believe in themselves. So that's great. So can you talk about that? Because you got the confidence on and off the court, and now you want to instill that confidence in others, man. And that's definitely amazing. Can you just talk about that a little bit more?
I'm just glad that I can use this platform to motivate others and continue to show people that, there is a way to get noticed and just value the importance of your job and make sure you just do it effectively. And, what's meant for you always will be, and what's meant to happen will always fulfill itself. So you just have to stay down and wait for your moment. But once it comes, you have to make sure you maximize the opportunity and just continue to find ways to maximize your potential.
Oh, right. That's amazing. Like even through it, like people give up a lot too. And like I said earlier, like you didn't give up during this time. You were waiting for your moment, and you got your moment. So can you rewind back to 2016 team at Jackson State University? I feel like that was the best team when I was there. Probably the best team I watched since I probably was in Jackson. I mean, you had Gator, Yatre, you had Paris, and you had some more people too. We had a great team, and we lost. I want to say, was it the semifinal game? I think.
No, it was the championship game.
Yes, the championship game. We lost a close game. I think it was about like 3 points, 3 or 4 points. Can you?
We lost by one.
Yeah, it was 1 point. Somebody, who took the game winning shot? I forgot who took the three and missed it.
Chase took the game winning shot, and Pooh got the rebound and missed it. Tip in.
Yeah. So can you tell us about that, man?
So, I mean, it just feels like yesterday. It's kind of a touchy subject that we don't like to talk about, but I mean, because it's always in the back of our mind. A lot of people ask about it, but I mean, it was great being able to go to the championship. A couple of mistakes down the stretch, and we just didn't capitalize on our opportunity. But it was an experience like none other, having that championship experience, that championship feel, and we had a great team. It was probably one of the greatest teams that I ever been a part of.
Right, I think that's one of the greatest teams I ever seen play at Jackson State.
Well, that team was definitely deep.
Because that team was super deep. You had defenders, you had three-point shooters, you had people who can close the game. You had multiple. I think we had like 4 people who can close the game on any night. And plus, I think that was like the games were always packed. The seats were always filled. So I think 2016 Jackson State team was the best Jackson State team, in my opinion.
I agree.
Even though we didn't get that SWAC championship, I still feel like we were the best team. That was the best Jackson State team I seen. So you just came off winning the ESPYs last night. Tell us about that experience. Tell us about the process of getting to this ESPY. Like how long did you know that you were a nominee for this ESPY?
Probably just a week before release, they let me know, and then I just had to put all my plans into action and how I want to promote everything, how I want to get people on board and reach out to different people about it. So after I went through that process, I kind of had an idea of, how I wanted to market everything, and I put together a plan.
That's tight right there. So how did it feel after winning the ESPY? How did it feel after that?
Oh, it felt great to bring the ESPY to Mississippi to represent your family, your city, your state, HBCUs, your SWAC conference. It was definitely, a dream come true to win the ESPY. I mean, you have your professional athletes that have dreams and goals of winning an ESPY that sometimes go their whole career without winning one. So it speaks volumes of anything is possible, and if you stay humble and wait for your moment, anything can happen.
Yes, most definitely. So you are the first person in Mississippi history to win this ESPY. So with this ESPY award, are you gonna get a two ESPY, like a duplicate ESPY award, one to put in Jackson State? Is a ESPY gonna be at Jackson State University? That's what I want to know.
It's probably gonna be here at my home, but they may get a duplicate. But I definitely, am trying to make strides to, get one to have at Jackson State as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing if we can get that at Jackson State, because this moment I feel like transformed Jackson State history, because we were going down bad. This past year we were going down bad. Everything that was happening on our campus, it was horrific. But then this shot came and it really changed the world, and it really inspired a lot of people to even be the better versions of themselves. And so during this quarantine, I saw that you've been on a weight loss journey and lost up to like 40 plus pounds. Can you just talk about that?
Just been finding ways to reflect, mentally, physically, and just finding ways to continue to be active. And why I had this platform, use it as a great initiative to promote awareness and promote, better living and well-being. So I definitely, find ways to continue to use my platform to help others as well.
Most definitely. It's so vital and so important. So this is very important. So I'm gonna ask you this. Even though the NBA season is not, I'm not saying it's like super important, but even though the NBA season is coming back, who do you have winning the NBA championship this year?
I think I'm gonna go with the Clippers, just simply because I like the defense, their defensive capabilities, as well as rested Kawhi and no load management. I feel like when he's well rested, he's had probably about 2 to 3 months. So once he's well rested, you have those other defenders and Paul George, and they just have a lot of depth. I mean, a healthy LeBron is still scary as well, but I feel like eventually the Clippers will have their number. And Kawhi has won it before. If he could win it with a Toronto team, he definitely could win it with an LA Clippers team. So I definitely feel as if he could help lead that team to the championship.
Most definitely. So now I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I said the Lakers were gonna win the championship, but now for some reason I have a feeling that anybody can win the championship because they missed so many months of basketball. So I feel like whoever's hot at that moment, maybe the Rockets, even probably the Trailblazers, who knows, can have a chance to win the championship. But I see what you're saying with the Clippers. They loaded down the charts. I mean, they got bodies on bodies on bodies and a lot of defenders and a lot of scores, and they can make something happen. So I agree. So I sort of would kind of agree with you on that, but I still gotta ride with LeBron.
Okay.
So
I understand.
So tell us about even just getting a response from one of your favorite players of all time, Kevin Durant. Can you tell us about that?
It was a great experience. Anytime, someone you look up to, someone game you watched, and someone you kept up with, pretty much their whole career. Anytime they take time out their day and, recognize your special moment, your big day, it's always amazing to see that and, get that recognition.
Most definitely. Now, I got to ask you one more thing before we get off here. I'm going to ask you this. What would be your pitch to a top 100 or top 25 player in the nation to come to HBCU?
It would be to create your own wave, and what better time to do it than, a time where, you see all this social change and this, these movements. Like, what better time is it to, create your own wave and, be a trendsetter and, be the first and, create your own history than now. I mean, the opportunity has presented itself, and you just have to find ways to be different and just stand on what you believe in. If you start up your own way, who will follow behind you? You just take that sacrifice, and everyone makes sacrifices to be successful. So you just have to adjust accordingly.
Absolutely. I think that's a great pitch. And I think when people start realizing that they write their own story, they make their own wave, that the schools don't, but they do it, then we're going to see progress. And then we might see some great athletes come to HBCUs. So I absolutely agree with you on that. So, man, that's all, folks, man. Thank you, Snacks, for coming on, just spending this short time with us, man. You got any last words to say to the people before we get off?
I just appreciate everyone's support throughout this journey, from the shot all the way up into the journey to win the ESPYs. I just appreciate all the support from fans, alumni, city officials, different celebrities, and things like that. I just appreciate all the efforts to ensure that I won this award. And I'm most definitely going to continue to use the platform to promote positivity and shed that positive light and encourage others.
And you heard it. That's Thomas Snacks Lee, folks. We thank y'all for tuning in to the Daily Thinker, man. We ask y'all to just make sure you follow Snacks. We're going to have all his social media on this screen right here. You're going to see it right here above me, or somewhere on the screen you're going to see it. So make sure you follow him. Make sure you go show love, because he's doing great things in the community. He's just not selfish during this time. And so I feel like that's so important, not to be selfish, but be able to give back. So we thank you, Snacks, for doing that. And most of all, Daily Thinkers, man, we thank y'all for tuning in. But remember, keep trusting, keep thinking, keep asking. Most of all, keep questioning. But most of all, the most important thing you need to do is continue to trust Christ Jesus. And we are out. Thank you, Snacks, for joining us on this show.
No problem. I appreciate you.
No problem.